All right, I want to take you back to one of our top stories. The tragic events of Marikana are back in the spotlight as miners prepare to face off with Sibanye-Stillwater mine and President Ramaphosa over the Marikana massacre. You'll remember the massacre claimed 34 lives on the 16th of August in 2012. Let's bring in SABC News reporter Kenny Mapanga. She has more for us. Kenny, good to have you on the program. Give us context, give us background to this case.
Good morning to you, Blaine, and the viewers at home. I'm coming to you live from the Johannesburg High Court, where we expected the hearing to take place. We understand that the hearing is going to be virtual, but I can still give you a bit of information. Right now, it's a bit quiet. We expected some of the widows and some of the society groups to join us today, but it's still a bit quiet here. But I can give you context from the scenes here at Johannesburg High Court. Now, as you may remember, in 2012, tragedy struck Marikana when 34 miners were killed. And almost a decade later, about just over 300 miners are embarking on a class action suit against President Ramaphosa in his personal capacity at the time, as well as Sibanye-Stillwater mine, which was known as Lonmin. This follows at the time in 2012, it was a long week intense strike, and then this ended in a tragedy of 34 miners killed. But now the basis of the suit, or why they are accusing President Ramaphosa in his personal capacity of having a hand in this tragedy that took place, is because of those emails that took place around that intense week leading up to the tragedy. We understand that those emails were released by Advocate Dalimpofu back at the Marikana Commission, I think, which took place later that year in 2012. Dalimpofu at the time was representing at least about 200 workers. And in the email correspondence with Lonmin, they highlighted an email specifically by President Ramaphosa in his capacity, where Sowetan Live reported verbatim that it had to have said that, and I quote, "The terrible events that have unfolded cannot be described as a labor dispute. They are plainly, dastardly criminal and must be characterized as such. There needs to be concomitant action to address the situation." Now, it's this email that they're saying, and that last sentence that I just read out, Blaine, that they're saying began that ripple effect to what led to that day on the 16th of August. The miners are accusing the president of allegedly exerting pressure on all the key role players, and that led to what we saw on that tragic day.
Look, you say that it is being heard virtually. Talk to us about what are the demands in terms of this case.
We understand, Blaine, that this is going to be more of a demand for an apology from President Ramaphosa in his personal capacity, as well as a reconciliatory process between Ramaphosa and the miners. And this could include a number of things. We understand that they are looking for reparations. They are seeking justice for the injuries that took place. As you may know, this case started last year. However, the presiding officer had to recuse himself due to the fact that there was a discovery that he had shares in the mine at the time, and we understand that in his ruling, as though Judge Lamont believed that he was impartial, he understood that the perception for the miners was that if he had interest in this mine, that he couldn't possibly be impartial in this case. So we understand that the virtual hearing will start taking place from 10 a.m. and that those demands are surrounded around a reconciliatory process between President Ramaphosa in his personal capacity, Sibanye-Stillwater, which was known as Lonmin before, and the miners.
This incident happened in 2012, Kenny. What sort of reports are you hearing with regards to the families and how they're coping all these years later?
Blaine, you were a bit inaudible there, but it has been some time that this case has decided to come on. It does take some time to begin a class action lawsuit. We understand that the miners did see that there would be a process that happened at the Marikana Commission, but I think at this point they're seeking more justice from the key role players, as this tragedy did affect many, many lives. And although it was only 34 miners that were killed, there were injuries. I mean, there was an effect on at least over 300 workers that were involved in that specific day. And this is part of that reconciliatory process, that they want to seek justice and they want to put a close or get closure from that incident that took place almost a decade ago.
I can imagine. It's a developing story. If you get any more developments, come straight back to us. I'll get you on air, get the viewers the very latest. Kenny Mapanga, live for us there.